Hello and welcome back to the channel. This is the match reaction to Aston Villa 2, Leeds United 1. What a result, what a victory. That's 4 wins out of 6 in the Premier League now for UNAI Emery. Unbeaten in 5 out of 6 in the Premier League, and it was a great result in the end. Tough game. Leeds, I think, deserved a point, but you know, we got it over the line, and we got the 3 points, which were much needed after the Wolves game and the Stevenage game in the Cup. So huge result. I didn't do one Saturday. I thought I'd leave it for today because just have a bit more time to mull over it and give my thoughts. So yeah, Friday started, got out of work, a few drinks uptown. I was up for the game. I was really looking forward to it. It was a must-win game. We really needed to get 3 points from this one and just, have some solidity in mid-table and then try and push on up the table with a good result. And that's what we got. So yeah, got there, was feeling up for it, and what a start it was. So initially with the lineup, yeah, it was the lineup I expected, to be honest. The one up in arms was Moreno going to come in straight away. He didn't, but more on Moreno in a bit. So yeah, it was a good lineup, Cash injured, so you had young Konza Mings, Digne, and then you had Jacob Ramsey, Luis Kamara, Buendia, Watkins Bailey, and what a start! What a brilliant start! It's a great goal. So the atmosphere was all lively. Leeds had a good first few minutes, got the corner, and then we just catch him on transition, catch him on the break. My man of the match, Boubacar Kamara, beautiful play. The first touch is brilliant. Cuts back, plays it to Leon Bailey, and that's what we need to see from Leon Bailey. It's confidence. He's such a confidence player. When he's on it, he's unbelievable. He's such a good player. Just sometimes he loses confidence, and I think we do rely on him a lot, especially later on games when we're looking for a goal. We rely on him, and if he's not on it, we're not on it. And at the start of the game, he was on it. Great touch, gets out his feet, left foot, curler, beautiful goal. Really good goal. Even the transition was really good. You saw Digne getting forward, Watkins getting forward off the corner, because that's what Leeds' weakness, because they like to push forward, and we just caught them off that set piece, making it 1-0. And the atmosphere was rocking, the place was booming, it was brilliant. But after that, the first half, God, it was tetchy. It weren't the best. The football weren't the best. We really missed Ollie Watkins when he went off injured, and I think that's the reason when people say he doesn't score and stuff like that. You notice how much he's missed when he's not on the pitch, just for bringing people into play, chasing down people. He has the legs to go for 90 minutes. He's one of the fittest players in the squad, and we really missed that from when he went off. And then also Luca Digne gets injured as well, and when that happens, you get to see the new boy Moreno come in, and he comes on. And yeah, through that first half, he was struggling. The first 10 minutes was really struggling. Nonto and Ashley Young were having a great battle, great duel throughout the game. And yeah, Leeds started creating chances. Rodrigo went through one-on-one, took it round Martinez. Moreno, brilliant clearance off the line. They also had a few penalty claims, which weren't penalties for me. The pullback, there weren't penalties. They were extremely soft if there were to be given. Then also Jack Harrison had that huge chance. Emi Martin, that's why he's one of the best goalkeepers in the league, possibly the world. That's a brilliant save, because the way the shots come across, he's had to dive before Harrison's hit it. If you notice on the replays, he's dived before Harrison's hit it, and he's come across and he's made a brilliant block. And then Ashley Young on the rebound, Nonto gets on the ball and he blocks Nonto's shot. They were really creating, Leeds. I thought they were really good first half, especially, and we weren't the best. Can't think of too many chances we had in that first half, to be honest, apart from scoring the goal. So yeah, going in 1-0, it was a surprise, because I think Leeds did deserve an equaliser in that half, but we were resolute in defence, which was really good. Bit slow again in possession at the back, but not slow as in keeping the ball, slow as in decision making. I like that we keep the ball at the back, because it invites Leeds forward where you can catch them on transition. But sometimes the passing was a bit slow, it's a bit lethargic, and it gives Leeds that opportunity to bite on the press. Instead of drawing them out, we're giving them the chance to actually get the ball. What you want to do is draw them out and then play through them. So they're halfway to making their movement, and you play through them, so they're caught out of position, not letting them come so close that they can actually get the ball. And I thought we were just a bit slow at that at the back. But actual defensive situations, when they broke forward, I thought we were really good. And as I said, Alex Moreno, he had a worrying start, first 10, just a bit nervous, but he really grew into the game, and that clearance from Rodrigo was huge. So yeah, so Leeds had all the possession. No, we had all the possession. Leeds had a lot of chances. But going into the end of the first half, you're happy. You just hope, Villa can improve second half. And I thought we did. Until we got the goal. I thought we played really well. And the goal comes again. Leon Bailey, he may hog the ball sometimes. He may make the wrong decision, but keep giving him the ball, because he's the player that can produce magic. And he's done it again. He's cut in. He's beat two man, cut in, hit it from 20 yards out. Meslier's kind of made a hash of it. It's a good strike, but I think he should be claiming it, or at least palming it away. He's gone straight at him, and Emi Buendia's nodded it in. And I celebrate. I thought he's onside. I kind of knew, even from the back of the hole, for some reason I thought, this is a goal, even though people around me weren't so sure. But it's great. It's great anticipation from Emi Buendia. He really is. It's a really good header. Just because the ball comes back to him so quickly, and he doesn't have much time to react. So to get it on target and get it over Meslier while he's on the ground, because Meslier's a huge goalkeeper. He's like 6'7" or something ridiculous like that. It's a really good header. And once the VAR have a look at it, find out he's onside, it's 2-0 Villa, and you think then the game's done. 2-0, comfortable. Now just ease up the game, but it's never like that in a Villa game. It's never that way. And we just invited the pressure on us once again. We had chances though in between, through that second half, especially Moreno. And this is what looks really good about Moreno. He's quick and he gets into those positions. So he reminds me of how a Matt Doherty at Wolves, when he was at the peak of his powers, he used to get goals, and he used to be in that area, just heading into the box. Who's a player who's quite like that now? Maybe a Reece James. How a Reece James will be at the end of things on Chelsea moves, not just on outside the box whipping balls in and stuff. Moreno looks like he gets on the end of stuff, and he had two efforts. That one was a really good save. It was a really good save from Meslier. It was a good strike as well, and then one strike again that went wide. But he found himself in those positions, and it looks like he can shoot as well, and you can see why Emery wants him, because if we're going to dominate on the left-hand side and get Moreno forward, he's the player, because he's quick, so he can get back, and also he looks like he's got a strike on him, so I expect a few goals from him. So if FPL, I think Moreno, get Moreno in FPL, because the amount of shots in the box he's going to have. He also reminds me of a quicker Marcus Alonso in that aspect. That's the player I was thinking of. Marcus Alonso, who always used to be, he's sometimes been the furthest forward. And that's what I think Moreno's going to offer to us. It's going to be a new outlet, as if a new man further forward. So sometimes making it a free with Moreno, Watkins, Bailey, or whoever's playing Ings, whatever, like a free. Which is how Emery likes to play. And that's why Ashley Young's so crucial. And he was so crucial that game yesterday. Because in that second half as well, Nonto, I think he won 14 out of 18 duels against Nonto. Even though Nonto was fantastic and he was one of the best players on the pitch for me, against Ashley Young, when he came up against him, couldn't get the beating. He couldn't get the beating. But he's a player that keeps getting the ball and likes to keep going. He'll just keep attacking Nonto. And he was beating other people who's getting past them. But for a 37-year-old to deal with a 19-year-old, fresh, rapid player and deal with him like that, he was up there as man of the match. It's unbelievable the way Ashley Young was playing. It really was unbelievable. And he had an outstanding game. So into that second half, he just felt like the goal was going to come. And when the one player you don't want to score comes on the pitch and then he scores, it's just typical. And you knew as soon as Bamford was going to come on the pitch, he was going to score. I don't know. It's up there as, was it a foul on Ashley Young from London? I don't know. Sometimes they're given, sometimes they're not. But once he gets through on the ball, Morgan Sanson He absolutely twists Morgan Sanson. He twists it. It's light. It's very light from Sanson. He just outmuscles him, spins him. He puts it across. It takes a touch off Galhart, and then Bamford just puts it in the bottom corner. And you knew he was going to score. You just knew it. You knew 10 to 12 minutes left. Leeds are going to stick it on us, and they stuck it on us, I tell you. But what I really enjoyed about the performance and the game was the atmosphere that last 10 minutes. Even though it was nerves and jangling, the best thing we did was sing throughout and kept singing, because that's the way you show your support. You don't make it tense, don't make the atmosphere tense in the ground, because that's only going to translate onto the pitch. We kept the atmosphere up, kept them going, and they pulled through and got the 3 points. The other big opportunity right at the end was the free kick coming in, which was then headed across, and Mings managed to get a toe on and go out for a corner. But yeah, they were in our final third in the last 10 minutes, and they can feel unlucky. They had a 2.66 XG. We only had 1.4 something. So, they had really good chances, and it's thanks to Emi Martinez and the defence in parts. We really defended well, especially in last gasp aspects. Maybe not in, the development phases. We have to look at that. But in the moments where Villa are usually good at, especially Mings and Konza, where it's on the line, last it's offending, they did really well. That was something we were really good at when we got those 15 clean sheets that season, 15, 16 clean sheets when Emi equalled the record. We were really good at last-ditch defending and situational play where, someone had a shot, rebounds, and we managed to get a block in. Ashley Young showed it against Nanto. Alex Moreno showed it when he got back on the line and cleared it off the line. We're really good in those situations. That's one thing we're good at. It's just the whole phase before that where they create the chances, which we struggle with because we lapse of concentration or a mistake. And we'll cut that out under Emery. I know we will, because he's a real tactician. And if he's not happy with the player will be gone. Simple as. If they don't think it's a standard, they'll be gone. So yeah, a really good performance. I can understand why Jesse Marsh was annoyed and said the whole thing. I don't understand why he said he'd prefer the performance to a loss. No, you'd prefer a win. Don't matter how the win comes, you want the points. But I understand what he's saying with their performance, because they played well. They really played well. And you could say I think it was a good win, deserved. I don't know, but it was a good victory. And in aspects, we did deserve it, but they had chances. And if we didn't have a world-class goalkeeper, it could have been a different scoreline. But overall, my man of the match is Boubacar Kamara, because he's just so good at being press resistant. He can turn, he can play it first time, he can take a touch, spin it out wide. He has everything. He can play the crossfield ball, and then we even saw him demonstrating the transition as well, which I'd like to see more of, because I feel like he has the ability to do that. But he might leave a little bit more space. But he was unbelievable again on Friday. Unbelievable player, ridiculous. However much he's on a week, who cares? Because he was a free transfer, and he's just an unbelievable player. And if we do want to reach European football, he has to be the guy we build the team around, because he's exceptional. And he's the DM that we've been asking for years now. You've had Nakamba come in, even playing Dougie at DM and stuff. No, Boubacar Kamara is that player. He's an all-round action, tackles, interceptions, blocks, passing, distribution, just the whole works. He's a brilliant player, and it's great that we have him and that he went under the radar of clubs who were in a better position at the time. So yeah, Boubacar Kamara is my man of the match, but don't underestimate the efforts of Ashley Young as well. Unbelievable game, 37 years old, just terrific. And you'd get him on another year, because he isn't showing any signs of slowing up. He really isn't, and he's good to have around the camp. He's a serial winner. He's won some big trophies, so he's good to have in the changing rooms, because you can share that experience, especially with the youngsters as well coming through. I thought Moreno grew into the game, as I said. After the first 10 minutes, he really grew into the game and had a really good performance. The concerns, the Watkins injury, we need to get... You want... Now, I think you want a striker who can also operate as a winger. So who's multi-purpose, who what Watkins can do. Even though I'm not too sure of him on the left, he can do it because he's played there for Brentford. But we need a striker in who can do that, as well as a finisher. But that's so hard to come by, because you're talking 60, 70 millions, because if those players exist, they're snapped up. You see Man U's getting Wout Weghorst on loan, and, you know, other strikers going who just don't have the pedigree for like 30, 40 million. So if we're looking to spend big money, which I don't think we will, I don't think I can see that happening. But if Watkins is injured for a while, hopefully he's not. I think we saw in that game that Danny Ings, for all the great finishing and stuff, he doesn't offer enough off the ball, especially if you're playing a team as good at moving around the pitch, who are as lively and quick as Leeds, because he'll just get he won't get into positions to have shots because the ball just won't get to him, and he won't be able to help in the system because he's not able to get forward when they transition on us. And if we win it back, he's not quick enough to get back on going that way. Whereas Watkins, as you see for the first goal, he's on the floor from the corner, and somehow he's ahead of Bailey's shot when it goes in. It's mad. He's just a super athlete. So yeah, striker who can also play winger is definitely a big priority, unless we get both. But you want a striker who is very mobile, very quick and very mobile, just so we don't lose that, because the team's not quick as it is. It severely lacks pace for a Premier League side, that's for sure, especially with players like Leeds have, Aronson, Nantos, Harrisons. You know, they're quick. Rodrigo, they're nippy players, and sometimes in attacks we have to slow the game down because we don't have that in transition. So yeah, that's what I'd be looking for. But apart from that, great win. And the manager's comments after the game, the Instagram post, it's just it's really nice. Just beautiful to see a manager who's so into the club already, who's so affectionate for the club. He's showing, you know, that he really cares and that he wants everyone to be integrated into it. And if the results keep coming, hopefully the performances start picking up like they did against Manchester United and Brighton, which were really good performances. Of recent, they haven't been great. Wolves wasn't great. Liverpool wasn't great. Stevenage wasn't great. Yesterday wasn't the best, but it's a great result. As long as the performances start picking up, we'll do just fine, man. I think we'll do just fine. Southampton's a huge game. I'll do a match preview for that. It's another one we can go and win. They've hit a little bit of form, but you're expecting to get 3 points away from St Mary's if we want to go to where we want to go to. So the board, you know, show some ambition in this January window, get a few players in, move a few out that aren't to standards. I don't think the Sansons and the Cambers are going to stick around. And yeah, and just keep pushing, because the form was really good. There was a table out, and it was, you know, we were top 5 in the league for form of recent games, of after 5 or 6. So if we keep pushing, we can get somewhere. We really can. So yeah, man of the match, Boubacar Kamara. Really good game. Great atmosphere at the ground. Let's keep going. If you could like, comment, share, then much appreciated. And if you could subscribe to the channel as well, that'd be also much appreciated. Trying to grow it, and there'll be more content coming out for, you know, every game, and more stuff I'll be trying to do with the channel. So look out for that. Yeah, much appreciated, and up the Villa.